Not that. Your partner. My partner? Who else would jump off a building to save your sorry ass?
You know, officer. I was wondering the same thing myself.
Welcome to Blackgate. We're gonna do a quick psychiatric evaluation. Bad day, huh? Cops in this city. Always beating on the sick and defenseless.
Tell me something, dear. Have you ever had a really bad day?
And what do you mean by that?
You of all people should know. There's nothing so cruel as memory. The pointy biting through thunderbolts, unwanted party crashes screaming through your synapses. Inescapable, unrelenting, not at all friendly. You can't even escape into madness. And then you meet someone who changes your life. And you feel that you don't even know who you are anymore. Isn't it funny how one little encounter can cleave off little pieces of your past, deform your memories and persona until you rethink your whole identity? And as you realize how foolish it all is, your laughter reverberates off the walls of your own emptiness.
Okay. I'm gonna need more specifics. How about we try some word association?
That sounds delightful.
Acceptance.
You tried, isn't it?
Look, I'm only doing this to help you. Let's try this again.
Wipe the street!
Acceptance.
My favorite stage.
Would it help if I said I was sorry?
So you know Kubler-Ross? Okay.
I know her better than most.
Okay. One more. And I need you to be serious for this one. Fate.
You want to know something funny? I used to think of fate as evil. Predetermined, not by some higher power, no, but by the rules of human nature. Tonight, it's all changed.
What's changed?
Have you ever had the feeling that your entire life has been building towards this one moment?
Is that how you feel?
Now, yes. Now I realize that all the battles, the bad days, the brutalities, it was all the hand of fate at work.
So now you see fate differently?
Absolutely. Now I understand there are no chance encounters. It was all meant to be. Everything leading up to who I've met tonight.
So you've met someone special?
Yes. And you might say it's changed everything.
Everything?
Absolutely. I mean, do you realize what a vile world we live in? How lonely it is to wade through all that wretched filth on your own?
It is kind of hard, isn't it?
Of course, you understand. Even in a crowd of other screwballs, you're so alone that you can kick, claw, yell, scream at the top of your lungs. And no one cares. It's like you don't even exist. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped on this path leading nowhere, into just emptiness.
Now you feel like you've got someone by your side to share the journey with you. And how does that make you feel?
Someone's pulled the stopper on my reality, and I'm sucked down the drain into something new. It's all very exciting, really. You wouldn't know what that feels like, I'm sure.
I might. Can you tell me more about how this person makes you feel?
It's like meeting someone I can actually relate to. Which, believe me, dear, I've never felt before. You understand. You're someone who's not afraid to let go and fall. Free falling. And I didn't pack a chute. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I figured you would.
So, may I ask, who is this person?
Oh, someone very, very special. But whose real name I don't even know yet.
My name's Harleen. Harleen Quinzel.
What a pretty name. Do your friends call you Harley?
Oh, I don't have a lot of friends.
Well, Harley, you got one now.
Wait. Why do you do what you do?
Master Bruce, it might be a bit anticlimactic, but I hoped you might finally be ready to celebrate Christmas Eve, now that the Joker's behind bars.
Bane is still out there. I've got to locate the signal from the tracker I placed on him.
Even you must eat, sir.
If you hadn't called the police, he'd already be in custody.
Dispatch, this is Delta 47.
You know, I made a promise of my own to your parents.
No sign of any casualties.
Not now, Alfred.
The story back at the precinct. Place CVAC. Found bombs under the foundations. Some kind of hopped-up freak. Must have been 400 pounds of muscle. Took 6 cops to gun that bastard down. Yeah, I saw the body in the morgue. Couldn't believe it.
Sounds like this could be Bane or one of his men. If I hurry to the GCPD morgue, I can inspect the body and the autopsy report.
Well, before you leave, I've run some tests on the compound you found at the steel mill. Looks like a match for your globular projectile for non-lethal restraint.
You mean the glue grenade?
Indeed. The resin has finished curing. It's at your workbench. Of course, I'd recommend testing it here in the lab before you go, but I'm sure you won't listen to me. You never do. So I take it you won't be testing it, then?
It's called field testing, Alfred.
won't allow you to go. You're outmatched by these assassins.
what?
You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger. You're in over your head, and I don't want this to be your end.
Alfred, who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? While you are here every night, I am out there. The only thing between the innocent and the predator. No, not may be. I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will be my end, but it will be theirs.
I trust you realize you can't just waltz into the GCPD after everything that's happened there tonight.
I know I can't do that. I'll have to find a way in that'll avoid detection.
Indeed. Look, I'm sorry about what I said before you left. I hope you understand. It's just because...
It's okay. I understand.
So what do you think? I can make the IDs, but you sure it's gonna work? I've got the account numbers and passwords. We've got driver's licenses. The guys? As far as the bank's concerned, we're the guys. What they recognize was, I specifically chose clients from out of town. You saying Black Mask ain't dead? Nope. And he ain't the one who killed Lowe? Nope. And he ain't in control of his gang no more? Nope. And some new guy in town took his gang over and did all that stuff? Yup. And that's the guy who was trying to blow up the station? Yup. There's our tangle. Get over here. Contact, on me. Target spotted!
Attention all units, we need everyone on assignment. No 1010s until further notice.
I forgot my PIN number. Guess I'll just improvise.
Emergency curfew is in effect. Please proceed board a designated shelter and remain there until the...
Holy crap, it's that bat thing!
suspect.
Don't get too close!
No less coming for you.
Huh. Not much to look at from up close. Don't know why everyone was so afraid of him.
That Black Mask ain't dead? Nope. And he ain't the one who killed Loeb? Nope. And he ain't in control of his gang no more? Nope. And some new guy in town took his gang over and did all that stuff? Yup. And that's the guy who was trying to blow up the station? Yup. And he's in Blackgate now? Yup. So who's in control of Black Mask's gang? Nope.
Take that freak out! Holy crap! Anything in this? Oh, hell yeah!
My board is lit up. If you don't have an assignment, please report in.
How do we contain this freak? It's just one freak after another.
try to use my new glue grenade to plug these pipes. It's not Bane, but one of his men. The same one I saw at the riot in the precinct's holding cells earlier. I should scan his corpse. The victim was dosed with a chemical that caused temporary deformation of his physiology. I'll need to check the autopsy report to find out more. That computer should contain the autopsy report I'm looking for. Interesting. The victim was using a powerful compound with many similarities to the street drug Venom at the time of his death. It changes the user's muscle and bone structure, greatly enhancing strength for a temporary period. It appears that whatever this compound is, it reduces mental capacity in several ways, including severe damage to the brain's memory center. Prolonged use could seriously compromise the user's memory. There's Bane's tracker.
All available units, we've received reports of shots fired inside the Coventry district. Witnesses describe 2 armed groups fighting over what appear to be chemical weapons. Requesting any available officers locate and secure the scene.
Chemical weapons. I should investigate. should hurry to Bane's location before I lose the signal again.
I've got the account numbers and passwords. If we've got driver's licenses that sit with the guys, then as far as the bank's concerned, we're the guys. But what if they recognize one of us? I specifically chose clients from out of town. But if this goes pear-shaped, it's on you. Relax, guy. I've been doing this a long time.
I got multiple calls available. Sending them out in priority order.
called the bat to us. How? We could start a fire.
That would bring the fire department.
Break some windows.
It is not enough.
Take a hostage.
Everyone is in hiding.
Then what do you suggest?
We do what Bane asked. We wait and watch the skies.
He takes La Medicina too often. Speak of such things. I am worried. Too much will only cause harm. He does what he must to be rid of his demon. At what price, though? If he's not careful, he will lose himself. Strength alone is not enough. You must be cunning. You must be a hunter.
We are relentless! Unstoppable! You seem frustrated by any. It's too strong! We are needed! You mess with the wrong. There is no place for you here! This will... I will see you in hell!
The tracking signal I saw was coming from somewhere down that tunnel. a raft.
Without fear! This is not a game! You make for excellent sport! We must try harder! Insect! Smash you to pieces!
Bane gives orders, not choices! Somebody get him!
I take a piece for myself! You are nothing, pendejo! Killing is what I do!
Tracking device is in here somewhere, which means Bane is likely in here as well. Some of this research is dedicated to overcoming his own addiction and dependency on venom. He can't survive without it. Impressive work, but it looks like Bane hasn't found a way to counter the damaging side effects this compound has on the brain's memory centers. risk them discovering my identity as well. Just secure yourself in the Batcave.
What are you going to do?
I'm on my way to you. I'll figure something out. I need to get back to the Batcave, and quickly.
Repeat, suspect is airborne in a jetpack, armed with a flamethrower. Multiple hostages on the Pioneers Bridge.
Firefly. He must not know Joker's behind bars, and he's putting those people in danger to get to me.
Delta 6-5 to dispatch. Who's the OIC at Pioneers?
Captain James Gordon is the officer in charge.
A lot of lives could be at risk at the bridge. If I can hack Firefly's communication channel, I can learn more.
This is Anna 4-1.
And if the cops try anything stupid, kill a few hostages.
Sure thing. And, how long before we set the timers on the bombs?
Not until the bat shows. We'll wait all night if we have to. There's $50 million riding on this.
Alfred, Firefly has hostages on the Pioneers Bridge. I need to deal with him before coming back.
Can't you just let the police handle Mr. Linz? Especially in light of what we've just learned.
I can't abandon those hostages. They're in jeopardy because of me. Because of the bounty Joker placed on my head. They'll be safe in the Batcave.
This is a hostage situation, people. Get into position and prepare to breach on my order. Do not provoke or engage the suspect. He's got hostages in the bridge sublevel. Just get yourselves into position.
I need to draw Firefly away from the bridge so I can approach safely.